Hi, I'm Krystal and I'm attending art school in my mid 30s. Come join me as I share my journey with you. Let's go! And so here's a few of the different designs I've done, and they're okay. It's this is just something that we have to do, each week. And so each week I'm coming up with different stuff. And this is like a sketchbook of designs. It can be a bunch of different stuff that you do. And so that's what I'm working on. Some of them are ugly, some of them are pretty, and they really just give you ideas for, different things that you might want to do in the future. But it's really just a tool to help exercise. Like some of them I'm not happy with at all. Some of them are kind of cute. And then we can also go and go into magazines and pull out some images that we like, and we can, tape them in here, and or not tape them, but glue them in here, coming up with different looks and things. So that's what I'm doing right now. And so it's a little, and so I am working with these beautiful hummingbirds that I found in this National Geographic magazine. I'm just going to cut them out. And I think these 2 pages, I'm just going to make a whole beautiful little scene of hummingbirds is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm going to finish cutting these out and find their position somewhere on this page. I love blue and green, especially this type of blue and green. And so when you're doing this kind of thing, you can just kind of play around with it. It's really for you, to kind of exercise those design skills. It's nothing perfect. And you know what? Even if you're not in school, you can do this kind of thing because it's just helping you to, learn the different elements of design, lines, shapes, forms, even incorporating colors and playing around with sizing when you're, creating this, filling up your sketchbook essentially. Because sometimes you don't always have to draw. Sometimes you can just go in a magazine that you don't care nothing about and just play around, and pull some images out that stick out to you and put them in your sketchbook. And then when you come back later and you need some type of inspiration, you'll have this for, you'll have this as a guide for you whenever you need it. Trying something in here. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I might do something. Just play around with it. Improv, if you will. This is, the process of learning and growing in your art form, and, what mediums are you interested in the most, and what speaks to you, what designs do you like, all that stuff. So this was something I did yesterday with charcoal pencils. That one, yeah. So I'm thinking about, I want to do something different today. So I'm going to do some improv, and I'm going to play around with some lines and stuff. I also forgot to mention that I got these set of brushes from Amazon. I can't remember the name of the brand, but I can always put a link in the video, in the description, because I can't remember the name of them, but I really like these brushes. They're really nice, and I got them from Amazon. I get a lot of my art supplies from Amazon. And I've never taken a painting class before, by the way. I'll be taking a painting course next semester, but I've never taken a painting class. Like, I'll probably do like a little painting with my kids at home, but it's not like anything serious, which is why I'm kind of like an amateur to this. And it's not gonna look that great, but this is a learning channel. We learn on here, on this channel, and I'm taking you through my learning process. Don't you worry about anything, instead pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. I'm making a little house. Don't you worry. And a lot of times when I'm creating, whether I'm practicing or really trying to make something that looks good, I do a lot of singing, because art is therapy, you know. And so when you're creating and you are making things, it just kind of brings out this natural calm in you, because it's not any stress involved with it. I mean, I know this is art school, but at the same time, I guess this really isn't that stressful for me, because I know that I'm walking in my purpose, and I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I love art. I could do this all day long. I know, it's just like a straight up little house, but this is what experimentation is. This is what, learning and having fun, not feeling like, oh, everything that you make has to be perfect, because it doesn't. Because there's going to be times when your art looks like a mess and you don't like anything that you're making, but I think that's a part of the growing process. Sometimes you're going to make stuff that doesn't look good. You're going to make stuff that you don't feel proud of, but how unrealistic is it for us to always feel like we have to make something that looks good every single time we put, the paintbrush to the canvas, or we put the pencil to the sketchbook, or whatever your medium is, your medium of choice. You have to allow yourself those opportunities to make art that just looks ugly, for lack of a better term, so that you can grow. It's just like a child who's learning how to walk. How can you expect that child to just get up and just start walking perfectly as if they've been walking all the days of their life? That's not a fair, expectation, and we don't do that to our kids. So then why should we do that to ourselves as we're growing as artists? That's something that I learned in my class. My art professor talked about that. He said sometimes you're going to go through that phase where you feel like everything that you make is ugly. But then when you get through it, make it, and then you come back and look at it later on, maybe later that day or the week, month, couple years, you'll look back and you'll be like, you know what? That was cool what I made. It helped me to learn what I needed to learn for the next thing.